So sorry. Okay. 3, 2, and go.
Hi, my name's Charles DeAndrade, and I'm here at the Southern Penn Bookshop at a book signing, and they've asked me to talk a little bit about my books and some of the background. I've been writing for about 20 years at this point. I started writing as a part of a college program that I went to where we were required to write about what we had learned. So I wrote a chapter of what's become now a series of books. So that started it over 20 years ago. My first book is called Chosen. It's the story of Vietnam. That's my generation's war. And it's just the stories that came out of that. The entire series is actually centered around Ephesians 6:12, which basically says that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the high places. So in my life, I've learned that we really are in a war that often on the physical plane we don't understand that there's spiritual forces involved. So Vietnam was the start of that realization. The second book is the story of the boat people migration from Vietnam. It's got at its core an actual story of a young man who served as a translator for Billy Graham. Billy Graham had 3 crusades in Vietnam, and this young translator was on some of the first boats to leave Vietnam when Saigon fell. It's also a really personal story because one of the main characters in the book is a man that I knew who became a quadriplegic as he was working with a group of young folks. And it's his story of what his life did and how it changed and how he was able to change the city of Baltimore even though he was so disabled. The third book is the story of a North Vietnamese general that you'll meet in the first book, and he's injured in the first book, and it's a story of salvation, and it's basically the view that we are all damaged goods, and God still reaches out to us and rescues us, even though at times we might think that we're so damaged and so bent that we're not available to be rescued. And the fourth book is actually, that chapter I talked about is in the fourth book in the series. And it's the story of the Marine that you meet in the first book, and it's his homecoming. And he's coming home to attempt to rescue his stepbrother who's gotten involved in some really unwholesome activities. And it's his story of that homecoming and all the experiences. So again, I hope you have a chance to read my books. You can find out more about those books here at Southern Penn. And the fifth book will be out in a month, and that'll be here at Southern Penn as well. And that's called Exclamation. And it basically ties the series up so that a lot of the characters that you've met throughout, you get to learn what's happening to them. So that's it. Thanks so much. Hope to see you here at Southern Penn.